Grebbestad Anchovy style sprats, another word for sardines. I found this in a Swedish family-owned general store in Georgetown, Colorado. If you'd like to go there and pick one up for yourself, now you know. This is already outstanding. Thus, the reason I have the candlelight dinner set up here for it. I have high expectations for this. It was interesting this summer. I made a trip out to Colorado and purchased a few different sardines at different locations that I hadn't seen before. But this is very unique. It comes from a Swedish grocery store, 5th generation owned. The building is from the 1800s. These were in a refrigerated display case. That's unusual because I never see sardines or hardly any canned food in the refrigerator. Because once you think they're canned, all the bacteria and everything has been boiled out. They are hermetically sealed so nothing can get in there. They can last for indefinitely, actually. So I'm not sure why. Here's my theory. Most canned sardines are placed in the can and they are cooked under high heat after that. Many of them tend to be overcooked. They get rubbery or spongy. Perhaps this higher class brand, which I'm assuming, cooks them less after canning so that these will be much fresher tasting. We'll see. Going back to the canning being indefinite, when you see the date on a can, it's really not an expiration date. Years ago, it used to be an expiration date, but now, because canning and packaging procedures are so high-tech and done in sterile packaging situations, it's now become known as best if used by date, which means it didn't really expire. But again, based on my opinion, I'm thinking the corporation still wants you to toss this out at that date, or even earlier if they can get you to, and buy new. But the fact is, if this thing isn't sponging out like an accordion, it doesn't hiss air going in instead of out, or out instead of in, I should say. If it doesn't ooze oil all over the place or have a really rancid smell, you're pretty safe to eat canned foods. I've literally seen canned foods that were in the 40 to 50-year-old range eaten. The taste is long gone. The texture is pretty nasty. The appearance is beyond description, but it's not harmful to eat. Maybe I should strike that from the record because I don't want someone to go out there, bury a can, and open it up 10 years from now and find out you got food poisoning. But you're pretty safe. In fact, in this store, they had an antique sardine can from about the 1940s, still intact, still with its contents. I tried to buy it. They said, nope, not for sale. That's in our museum collection. I'd still like to find one of those. So let's get down to some of the practicality of this thing. First of all, the appearance. Beautiful. All the way around. A gold can printed on the metal itself, except for the sticker there, which translates some of the Swedish stuff into English. Aesthetically, outside in the packaging, I'm very impressed. Feeling the coldness and knowing that this thing has been in the refrigerator ever since packaging also gives me a high level of confidence of what's in here is going to be, of great integrity. Now, the name of it, Anchovis Original, gives you the impression that these are anchovies. I know for a fact they're not anchovies. Anchovies typically come in these much smaller tins or very small jars. But what this is an anchovy-style sardine. Again, I haven't opened the can, but I'm kind of assuming. It's an educational assumption. I'll have to take my spectacles off to read the fine print. $5.49. I know they go on the online for $6, $7, plus shipping because you have to ship them in ice. That's going to raise the price way up there. And this best if used by date, 11/04/2023. So we are coming down to the fourth turn here. That's just a couple of months away. Several months, I guess. It even gives you 1,831 minutes if you want to get really precise and throw it away exactly when it is reached its date. It's printed in genuine Swedish, I assume, with a sticker that translates, which reads thus. Grebbestad, quote unquote, anchovy style sprats fillets. Therefore, sprats are going to be the smaller variety of sardine type fish, and fillets, I'm assuming if they follow the term correctly, will be no scales, tails, or entrails, as well as no bones. Ingredients: sprat fillets, sugar. Okay, this is going to have a sauce in it then. Salt, vinegar, sugar and vinegar. It's going to be a sweet and sour taste. Preservative, sodium benzoate. Now, okay, why do they have a preservative in here? Because I would expect there'll be lots of salt. I don't see that yet. Spices, mace, cinnamon, and flavorings. Now the catch area information. Spratus scrotus, Northeast Atlantic. Keep refrigerated. Used by, see the date on the can. Okay. Imported from Sweden. Now, why was it imported from Sweden? Because it's actually canned in Sweden. Nutritional facts, the typical stuff. About, maybe not so typical. All right, this is giving me a clue here. There's 5 servings in this can. That's a clue to the intensity of the flavor here going on. These must be intended for little hors d'oeuvres or hors d'oeuvres. Okay, let's just skip over the fine details of what's in there of the ingredients. Blah, 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 blah. Man, it is getting like really small print here. If I could take my eyeballs out. Imported by Orkla Foods, Sverige. That must be the word for Sweden. Telephone number if you want to get a hold of them. All right. Enough of the nonsensical information here. Very easy opening can. Very thin fluid in there. As you can see, a very watery mix. And you can also see that these do appear like anchovies. But they're not. Interesting. Wow, I've not seen these before. Look at that. It actually comes out there like a anchovy fillet. Boy, there's a lot of effort into these. That one actually has the skin on. There's no scales, but it actually has some skin on there. Boy, these are really different. Different smell because it's more of a sauce, the coating with the spices and the vinegar and the sugar and salt. Wow. The level of excitement is raising here. I'm actually looking at this as such a special event. I thought I should have like a glass of wine or something here, but I don't drink. So instead, I've got me a glass of balsamic vinegar. We're going to start out with the standard substrate here. Can't wait. Whoa, is that a burst of salty sweetness? Those are salty, but not nearly as salty as anchovies. Whew. I would say these are about 5,000 on the that hot pepper scale of saltiness, if we had one. They are definitely salty. You can't eat this whole can. That's why the 5 servings. Whew. But they are amazing. I can taste the blend of those spices. Just a hint of cinnamon for sure. I can definitely taste the hint of the spices. Just a bit of cinnamon for sure. The other spice in there was mace. I can't say I know what mace actually tastes like, but it tones down the sharpness of the cinnamon, apparently. Wow, these are really good. Let me try this. Fried pork rinds. A very neutral substance that doesn't give off much added flavor like perhaps some crackers will. Even the cracker I just used is a pretty tasty one for being a saltine. So here we go with that. A fried pork rind boat filled with sardine fillets. Amazing burst of sweet and saltiness and crunch. In fact, let me repeat that again. Put this one in, fold it over. I'll do this again with the enhanced crunch audio. Wow. Slightly sweet because of the sugar. I'm not finding any of the vinegar sourness due to vinegar. So they've got that toned down just right. Whew. Oh, that's a good neutralizer. That sets me back to the beginning. I can try one more. On a Ritz cracker. Ritz cracker, as you know, has a little sweetness already in it. We'll see if it clashes. That just added another level. This stuff is awesome, but you have to take it in limitations. Oh, I think I'm going to give it one more. The pork rinds is the way to go. The totally neutral base with this intense burst of salty sweetness and spicy flavor. Not hot at all. Woohoo! Wow. Grebbestad, anchovy style sprats, a really special type of sardine. If you have to travel all the way to Georgetown, Colorado to buy a can for yourself, or go online and search one out, maybe you even have to fly all the way to Sweden, where they catch them and can them, specially like this. Find them and try them. They are well worth the money. Maybe not worth the plane ticket, but give it a shot. I'm sure you will be really pleased. Thanks for watching.